Welcome to the show and a very happy Easter to you and your loved ones if you're celebrating or whatever you're celebrating at this time. Master Union and Mission with Petra presents Union News, a false twin flame secret. And that is also having something to do with Easter because maybe you celebrated Easter that spring has come, the weather has changed, winter is over. And that is an inner transformation of nature where there were no leaves on the trees. Now there will be leaves. Where there were no flowers, now there will be flowers everywhere. Where there was this, how do you say that? Well, when you have a caterpillar and they change into a colorful, beautiful, unexpected, some specific sort of a butterfly, that's a transformation. Maybe you celebrate that, and there you have it, the transformation. Maybe you celebrate the Christian Easter. Maybe you go to church, which I did today, and you are confronted with the idea that Jesus Christ was a spiritual teacher walking the earth. But he did not only give out his spiritual teachings for how to become truly happy in your soul to happy people that were happy to receive it. No, he also had people that were against that, against him. And that's actually not so strange because the ego will be against a true spiritual teaching. Because the ego is always against any spiritual teaching. And in the same vein, the ego will also be against your twin flame union. Well, I guess more about that later. But in Jesus's case, it became so bad that they murdered him. That's the story, at the very least. He was brought to the cross, which was a Roman way of dying for, well, criminals. That's how he died. But something happened, and it is a transformation. He was not fully dead. There was a part of him that was not dead. Maybe we could call it his soul. And that made that he stood up from the dead in the story, whatever that means. Maybe it means that his soul was still alive and we became aware of that. The people became aware of that. Or maybe it means that he got his body back in his energetic form, in the energetic form or something, so that he did have his soul and his light body so that he could show himself in his light body to his students that were still alive in what we call alive in the normal way in which we usually talk. Or whatever exactly happened, there was a huge transformation there. And that is also what the Christian church still celebrates at Easter, that there was this huge change. And the change goes from thinking that you are immortal with a mortal body dying, and then realizing that, oh, I was actually the soul, and I am really alive. And even though Christian religion and the very many facets that that is represented as in the world in different churches doesn't really say this with so many words, what I just said now. So I think that's not within any of the churches for real. But nevertheless, they do acknowledge that Christ was alive. And they do acknowledge that the soul exists, etc. So, yeah, that's a huge transformation. Also, ACIM, A Course in Miracles, which is like the underlying ideas of what Christ consciousness actually is, like the actual teaching that Jesus Christ brought to the world. And in there, it is also clearly stated that you are not the body, you are the soul. And that is a huge shift. You could say that Easter is about that because it is a huge shift in how you anchor yourself. What is your fundamental idea of what reality is changes with that. And that's a transformation that is implied there of you, of the one that is thinking and believing and praying and meditating about that. What that means. It's a huge transformation. And, you know, in twin flame land, in the twin flame journey, there is also a huge transformation. Same thing. So maybe we should talk about twin flame Easter and what that would mean. And here is my idea. Maybe we should talk about the moment that the false twin flame in the spiritual twin flame journey lived in the correct way with the key tool in the arms of a true twin flame teacher. There is a transformation moment that can happen right when you are at the deepest moment in the journey with the false twin flame, believing that it is the true twin flame and feeling good about that. And that is where you can step into a hugely transformative moment. That is the twin flame Easter, just like spring, just like the story of Christ. Transformation. And it transforms there through some form of mystery because of the sacred nature of twin flames. When you do it in the right way with the right tool in the right context, twin flame school with the right teacher that tunes you into the right consciousness, then that can become a huge moment of transformation. And I have seen that time and again with my very own students. That is the exact moment something comes in of another nature. And it is the true twin flame the, of the true nature. And there comes this moment in which some sort of did you know that when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, there's a moment, actually, this whole body of the caterpillar becomes mush, like literally. It's just melting away. And it's just becoming this sludge of like slime. And then from that slime, something intelligent takes over and forms all these new wings and whatnot and colors and the ability to fly. And that's also when you are with a true twin flame at the deepest moment, when you truly believe that it is them and you're happy about that in the right school, etc. You can come in this moment when you are this caterpillar that becomes mush, and your whole inner being, and maybe in some sort of ways your outer body and their outer body as well, or the situation between the two of you in some sort of way, becomes slime. All the structure is sucked out of it, and you have no idea anymore what is left or right or above or below. And from that seeming giving up on knowing, on understanding, you give up on your old identity. And the true twin flame can be revealed to you. And it's a huge change that happens all the time. And many people experience this, although it is not per definition necessarily on the journey that the false twin flame changes and then the real twin flame, the true twin flame, comes into your life and you let go of the false twin flame. Sometimes you just have a version of the true twin flame that you don't like. One moment I wanted to say, but I couldn't say one moment anymore because there was the sneeze already. So I'm sorry. That was an emphasis on what we're talking about, the transformative moment. It doesn't necessarily need to happen to you, but it happens a lot of the time. But maybe you have the true twin flame already, but in a version of them that you don't like. And then they change in another version of themselves. But for many people, it also happens like this. You have a false twin flame, but you don't understand that you have it. And then you're deeply into it and you are getting into the cocoon. And then you become motion. You don't understand it anymore. And then before you know it, the true twin flame stands in front of your nose when you look the other direction. And there they are. And it can happen all the time. And if you do that well enough, then your wings will also come out. And that will be that you fall with your true twin flame and all, and yourself and everything, and God that created you into the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, and you just walk off together towards eternity in which you will be forever in the romance that you dreamed about. And that is really what happens. It happens all the time. It happens to my students because we have the real deal here. But here is this Easter moment, the Easter moment of going deep in it, doing the correct twin flame inner work, having the twin flame with you, what you believe is the twin flame. And then this moment comes in which you don't know what is left or what is right anymore. And you surrender, and that is the transformative moment. And that's what I think is the twin flame Easter. So, let me for a moment explain why we have the possibility to become a paid Patreon member on this and all live shows. Because you can listen to it and enjoy, and that is fine. But if you want the content of these shows to spiritually work healing on your union, you invest in the messages. That's how you support your union healing. Money unlocks it. And if you'd like to invest some more besides becoming a Patreon member, there is always the strategy session that you can ask, and we will meet real soon to discuss how I can bring you through this whole development that we just spoke about. And the link to Patreon and the link to the strategy session are both in the, well, below the video, right? What is it called? Content box? Well, and the pinned comment, of course. So let's have a look together at the twin flame union consciousness wisdom of the day. And without further ado, let's look at it. Here it comes. Go to your true twin flame by embracing the false twin flame. They are intimately close when you're in the deepest point with your false twin flame. However this moment feels, upsetting or beautiful, or both at the same time. Well, and wasn't that like the summary of what we just discussed? Go to your true twin flame. This is really a secret of the twin flame journey that not many people talk. Actually, nobody talks about that. But this is the real secret. I think there are very many videos with secrets of twin flames, but many of that is nonsense, to be frank with you. But this is a real twin flame secret. Go to your true twin flame by embracing the false twin flame. They are intimately close when you're in the deepest point with your false twin flame. However, this moment feels upsetting or beautiful or both at the same time. Like you don't know what it is anymore. Is it beautiful or upsetting? I don't know. But I surrender to this, what I believe is my twin flame. And that's where the transformation can start. So go there, believe in yourself, seriously, and have it made come true to you. The union that you really want, the romantic union that you desire, and that is accessible in this lifetime when you would just do what I suggest in all my videos on my channel, over 500 of them, and do what I suggest to people, especially that come to study with me behind the YouTube screen in our co-creation. So today we are going to look at A Course in Miracles as well. And we're going to do that by going to the website acimnow.app. And the fun thing of this website of ACIM, A Course in Miracles, the underlying Christ consciousness teaching of the Christ Masters, of which Jesus Christ is only one of them. The fun of this website is that you can click on a button, and then if you feel it in your heart, it will be so. Holy Spirit will open up the book digitally and just suggest to you a section that is fit for this moment in your union development. And why is it in your union development? Because A Course in Miracles is about union consciousness. And that is the foundation on which also harmonious twin flame union consciousness is built. So that's how that works. So yeah, we're going to do that together now, because I went to the website acimnow.app, and here it says, say to the Holy Spirit, decide for me, and it is done. So I clicked the button, and here it is. And we landed today on lesson 207. And that is a review lesson of lesson 187. Let's read it. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. I bless the world because I bless myself. God's blessing shines upon me from within my heart, where He abides. I need but turn to Him, and every sorrow melts away as I accept His boundless love for me. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. Wow, well, that was the whole lesson. It was not very long this time. And it says exactly, and twice even, what we just discussed about twin flame Easter and the false twin flame and the true twin flame. That there is this transformative moment. And one of the ways to approach that transformative moment in the fashion that it is about developing the union consciousness in yourself, that is the foundation of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state that for all twin flames is so important to reach. The only way to do it is to reach that consciousness state for twin flames. So you know. So this transformative point, as we actually already discussed, is going from thinking that the body is you to thinking that The spirit or the soul is you, which is a completely different identification. And what do you think? That is where we landed in the book. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. God created you as part of your twin flame union, either divine masculine or the divine feminine part of your union. That is a unit in which you both reside. And this whole story of what you are there, the divine feminine or divine masculine, in the unit of your union, that whole story is what you are in spirit, because you are spirit, you are the soul. Maybe you could call that unit spirit, and who you are as the divine feminine in the flesh. And then you say, maybe I have a soul. Maybe you could say it like that. Definitions could vary, but that is still the architecture of human beings. And you cannot deny that. And everyone will discover that once they go the full journey of being human. Everyone will uncover that. What we do here is essentially understanding that upfront. So taking that realization that everyone will understand when they go the full spiritual human journey. And we bring that realization to the front and we say, okay, we are allowed to already know that right now. And make that come true now, so that you are with your true twin flame now already. And you can do this whole rest of the human twin flame spiritual journey together with them in the divine romance. Because why not? Because that's what you long for. And you will eventually also be with them when you have completed the full journey. So why not be already with them right now and do the rest of the journey together? That is how you can be with your twin flame now, which is what you want. By accepting this, by taking the invitation to do it like this. And that's how you will be able to be with your twin flame in a lasting way that also lasts eternally. That is not this thing like, well, but they came already once in my life, Petra, and I was completely overthrown by this divine love, but then they ran away. Well, you see, I understand. I take that seriously, that they may have already been in your life and you were overwhelmed by the divine love and it was truly them. Sure, many people have that experience, but that is something else than have them not run away after that. Have them in your life and keep them in your life. Do it all together afterwards. That's something different, wouldn't you say? That is also where the whole question comes from people that say, like, I want to be with my twin flame in union, because they don't only want to have that some sort of, it feels probably involuntary feeling of, well, they came in and then they ran out and it feels so involuntary and I don't know what to do now. They want that experience to transform into, there is the transformation again. Well, I'm just wanting to be together with them and do life with them. Normal, like peaceful. And not be like the victim of this overwhelming love and then they run away. So that version of the story is what happens to a lot of people. And I understand that perfectly. But the difference is that we're not going back to that experience. We're going now to, okay, but I just want to have this grounded the normalcy with the ultimate lover, with a beautiful, blessed life in which I will have so many healing experiences to come, but with them. That's what we go for. You see, like, the difference there? And you will have that when you, for instance, in the union consciousness that supports harmonious twin flame union consciousness for twin flames, when you in that department of yourself experience that you are the spirit and not the body, that's a huge difference. Yeah, so I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I bless the world because I bless myself. So that means that I bless the world because I bless myself means that it is already inside of you, and then you let it come fully in you and you embody it. That fact that you are the soul or the spirit, that you are the twin flame of your twin flame in the flesh, in the world. But you anchor yourself in that deeper point of the soul of the spirit. And that is blessing yourself. And when you accept that, when you let that fully come into your life, that's when you can bless the world, and you also will bless the world. Twin flames bless the world when they are in this harmonious twin flame union consciousness state, peacefully living the romance together. They bless the world because they have together in that unit that they are become a portal to God. You, in your union expression, in the full consciousness, and as the full consciousness in the embodiment, you are a true and full portal to the universe, portal to God, portal to value, portal to the ultimate love for other people. And thus you bless the world. That's what you are. That's another like secret, right? Of twin flames. They are a portal. They are a portal, it's like divine masculine, divine feminine. And they're like the pillars of this, and bridge over it, and then you have a portal. And what is beyond that portal? Well, how they are created, spirit. And what's the creator of spirit? Well, God, or however you want to call it. So yeah, God's blessing shines upon me from within my heart, where he abides. God's blessing shines upon me from within my heart. So yeah, again, it comes from the inside out, and then you're going to live that on the outside. Just like the caterpillar that needs to become a complete mess on the inside and then gets restructured on the inside and then starts to shine outward in a very new way. And out comes the butterfly, and it flies off in beauty and all colors of the rainbow. And that is only possible because within that transformative space, the source of transformation lives, where he abides. And that's God. I need but turn to him, and every sorrow melts away. Turn to that in yourself, in your transformative moment. As I accept his boundless love for me, accept the gift there. Accept the gift in the transformative moment of becoming mush. That's the secret to making your twin flame journey real, true, arrive, making it fully rounded, ending up with your true twin flame in lasting union. Accept that love in. And that may sound silly, like, yeah, of course I accept the love in. Come on, Petra. I mean, I want to be with my twin flame. Of course I accept the love. But in practice, that is often not really so. You're not in union with your true twin flame because you don't accept that love in. Otherwise, they would have never run away. Otherwise, you would be together right now. And I see that in my students that this is one of the most difficult points of everything. That is like, can you even receive the twin flame love? Or can you just be overwhelmed by it and then they run off? But that's something else. Then, can you actually receive that love? Be a vessel that can receive it and hold it and use it for this transformative moment inside yourself, in your heart. Yeah, that's the difficulty. And you can do that in my school. That is the container for this transformation. That's why I'm here, to give you a hand that offers you the opportunity to transform in the space that I created. And the space is in the heart, it is in our relationship. The space is also on Facebook, in my Facebook group, Your Abundance. It is in the Patreon of me that is connected to this live video. And there is like a first step for you, very valuable. And the space is in the strategy session that I offer you for when you're really ready to go to your full caterpillar stage and surrender and transformation and come out at the other end and stay in a relationship when you're out at the other end and stick with it when you're out at the other end and build it into everything you always desired when you're out at the other end and keep that aligned and peaceful and joyful. Yeah. That's what that is. And it is truly a heaven on earth, and that is truly a new society based on true twin flames in harmonious union, which you will experience is another way of relating altogether that is beautiful and inspires the whole world around you to also open up to wanting this, because people already desire this, but they need to be woken up to the fact that this is really possible now. And then everyone will join this new city, Creative City, Emerald City. These are the names that I've given it as well. It can have many names, but the point is, it is real and may become real for you this Easter as the first step. Why not allow yourself a first step in that direction this Easter? For I am not a body, I am free. I am still as God created me. And God created me as a twin flame that is supposed to be experiencing itself as the full butterfly that it really is, because it is the body of the butterfly in the middle piece that is your relationship and the presence of God inside the relationship. And the wings of the butterfly are you and your twin flame. That's what you are. So let's have a look in one of my own books. We step away from A Course in Miracles, the book, and go to the book Twin Flames, Manifesting Your Abundant Life of Love by myself. You can buy it at Amazon. And I opened it up already before the show to prepare this. And a segment came out that was fit to read now. So let's do it. It is some sort of a small love letter of Master JD to me about harmonious twin flame union. And that is the most essential current Christ Master on earth that is about that. And this was given to me on a transmission in 2019. Only when you allow your soul to be touched and your friendship to be opened, you can start to truly and peacefully transform. Oh, there it is. There it is. You want to truly and peacefully transform. So let's start over to emphasize that. Only when you allow your soul to be touched and your friendship to be opened, you can start to truly and peacefully transform. Source's laws are empty vessels of nothingness without the reception of it into your feelings that are your creation instruments of the soul. Your feelings are not your emotions that are reactions to the outside happenings. They are your intimate heart vibrations that attract your abundance, that is your spiritual heritage and destiny. You can recognize the deep feelings of longing to come home when you open yourself consciously to it. You can also call it a passionate desire when you connect it to your divine will. From that place of being, deep emotions of homecoming can be felt. This is where emotions turn around and become instead a guidance system to return to source. This is why guidance is conducive and formulas fail eventually. Feelings are your guidance tool, but because most of you are not brought up in a culture that has taught you the experiential map to know the way in this material you are made of, many spiritual students get lost in extremes. When you do start to have an overview, you will understand yourself better and can start a truly groundbreaking communication that manifests immediately. Conversely, when you do not communicate with feelings, you cannot have relationships, and all that is manifested through you will eventually not be worth it, because the feeling power may be behind it as a motivator, but not in it. Master JD on September 19 to 20, 2019. Yeah, and I added a quote that I remembered after I was told this. A quote from my first spiritual teacher, Ananajai. And he said, "The soul is the place where you experience the value of all things." That seemed to be connected to this idea that your full feeling life should be in your transformation, because otherwise it is empty. And you will still manifest things like this body is now manifest in your screen is manifest in your world, you see me somehow on your device. That is all manifest, but it will be empty and not connected to true value, to true love, to union, to alignment with the divine, with your twin flame, with feeling well, with source, with the flow of the ever increasing abundance that belongs to uniquely your soul, that is connected fully into your union unit. And it will feel empty. But what I love in this small love letter of Master JD is that there is this groundbreaking communication possible that I just read that here. When you do let the feelings in the right way, and that is that there can conversely come this power inside of you in which you can manifest immediately. So anything that you truly desire when you're fully connected into your union's heart will be here now. It's like instant manifestation that keeps on coming out of you. So I think, therefore, you need to be, for that to happen, you need to be in this continual cocoon state of transformation so that you manifest immediately everything that you desire. So that's, I guess, the continual transformative experience, which actually, thank you, Master JD, that is an even better way to experience, to say, to communicate to you. What I mean is to communicate to you what that means to be continually in harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state with your true twin flame, and live that full romance with them. That's what that means. There you go. Yeah. And the beauty of it is immense. Let's get a card from the Manifest Union and Mission cards that I created myself. So let's have a look. What is a good one that translates this topic very well? So I already saw one, and it is this one. D 2.1, making clear what does not work. And we see some sort of an all-seeing eye hovering above the full earth. And it has sort of a seeing pathway that looks like a moon shape on the earth, like it is focusing on a certain area on the earth, and maybe that moves or something. That's a little bit what that depiction on the card is. Coach Shadow, how D 2.1. All right. Presence feels good. Let's read the union meaning, and I will put the mission meaning in the Patreon show notes. When you are in a situation in which you time after time do not feel that something works for you, well, maybe to add something here, when you are thus with your false twin flame deeply in that union experience, and you nevertheless have this feeling that something does not work all the time, and it's just this steady feeling of this does not work, then you are at a certain point asked to take responsibility for that experiential fact. You have felt a couple of times what this is, and it asks from you, while keeping in connection with your deeper self, a certain conclusion with according action. Then it is time to put that into motion, even though it can feel uncertain in the beginning. Often it is uncommon to choose for a full contact with yourself in this, for a good relationship with your deeper value, for a full and conscious life in which you are allowed to feel good. It is strange that we are being raised in a way that says that you are not allowed to feel good. All the while, this being the one and only way to live a healthy lifestyle in all applications and in all ways of you contributing to the world. This can be seen for what it is and let go of. This will thus be your start of giving to the world what you came to give. You see through this shadow game and consciously replace it with your light. This is your light that shines from your eyes to the world, on the places where your attention rests, and you add there what is necessary from a sanely filled up base in yourself. Seeing that something does not work in your union is a good thing. You do the inner work to free yourself from it completely and communicate a better way of dealing with one another and act on it yourself first. Your compassion beams from your eyes while you pass on what otherwise can sound like criticism. Everything runs more smoothly by means of your full attention and focus. Well, that seemed another piece of instruction. What you could do this Twin Flame Easter, may it help you. I choose now to explore the most complete depths of my being. I surrender my mind completely to God, that He may bring it into perfect harmony with His. I invite God now into my very core, that He may make it right, returning it perfectly to its state of eternal wholeness. I trust in the power of divine love. I choose to see the truth that it is universally accepted by all, at the core of every child of God, including me. We are all one with our twin flames and God. It is safe for me to open completely to love now. My love. Love is not elusive unless you command it so. But don't worry, you could not choose against love itself, because you are love itself manifest as you eternally. If you command it to leave, love does not leave, because it cannot possibly leave. But you leave love by the power of your command. And by that same power, you can command yourself to return to love. And it is so revealing to you that love never left. It is safe to let go. It is safe to relax into love's eternal presence. Love is calling you home, and I'll be there waiting. I have always been here with you, and I always will be. Your next step. Don't forget to actually start the process and jump on the team. Actively come to our community. Start doing the correct inner work and ask the support you deserve through our services, so that we can start a relationship that will lead to harmonious union and beyond. When you're not in a relationship, you're not on the team, and you can't expect the results I'm speaking of and, in fact, guaranteeing. The show notes. You can, however, support this ongoing live Twin Flame news as such. Make it possible as co creator. Without your participation and financial gifts, I cannot do anything, because we need to have an energetic and verbal visual exchange for things to make sense and to know what I need to talk about for you. And also, we're on Earth. And that necessarily always means that we work with money as a means to make sacred content actually physically flow. Therefore, I post the show notes on Patreon. Come over and enjoy, have influence on the broadcasts, and don't miss the behind the scenes experience, where, for instance, I at this time post every week a new article. You'll find it at patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe, or the link below the video. I have a very special Patreon deal for April. 3 VIP sessions of 2 hours each with Twin Flame Healing. Not €2,391 normal price, not €1,194 with current savings for non-members, not the published deal of €1,111 ex VAT, but instead €888 ex VAT. That is €1,074, including 21% VAT. Be second tier Patreon member and ask me for the pay link. I am Petra, in the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union since March 2020, worked with the Christ Masters on Earth right now to roll this consciousness state out so everyone can enjoy the abundant life with their true twin flame soon enough after going in with me right here. Don't search any further. You found what you were looking for. Om, Amen.